Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another lap time challenge on Gran Turismo 7. I have a bit of a delay with my guy, but hey, there was some Christmas partying stuff going on. So, we are racing on Autodrome Lago Maggiore in Group 4 vehicles, and you can basically choose whatever vehicle you like. But it seems the current meta car is the Lamborghini Huracan, so I decided to just immediately go for this one. We are racing on racing hard tires, and the current world record is a 2:03.9 that leaves us to beat a 2:07.6. So let's get on track. So as usual, try to carry a good amount of speed out of the last corner into your fast lap, then position the car to the right hand side of the track, and after crossing the finish line, your very first brake marker will be this shadow that comes from the board above you. Brake hard in a straight line and go down to second gear, and then you can cut a lot of this curb on the inside, actually going over the grass. Short power input in second before braking again down to first, keeping it narrow on this inside. You can also use the yellow area up to second and early back on the power again. Now position the car to the right hand side, and then the turn in point is where the two markings on the tarmac are crossing. So turn in, aiming for the apex, upshift to fourth and a slight lift of the accelerator pedal to keep the car on the left hand side. And once you straighten up the steering here, go hard in the brakes again down to second and go to the inside curb. You can go much more narrow than I did. Up to third again, and then back to the power out of the corner, using all the width of the track for acceleration. Now position the car to the left hand side of the track, and then the next brake marker will be in between where this white area starts and the concrete area on the left ends. So that in between, go hard into the brakes, down to third, and then turn in once the car stabilized itself, letting it roll into the corner, and then go back to the power again fully in third gear, and make it to the right hand side of the track to get prepared for the next braking zone. The next one will be shortly after the curb on the right hand side starts. So give it a short but hard brake input and down to third gear, and then letting it coast into the corner, where you can early go back on the power and cut a lot of the curbs, especially on the right hand side, and then early turn in for this left hander to go a lot over the inside curb. And this is important to maintain your power input and not lose any speed and time on this long straight. Now keep it flat out and go up to 6th gear, position the car to the left hand side of the track in preparation for the next brake marker. And then you go downhill, and the next brake marker will actually be this black board, or the last black board on the right hand side with the Scarlet Line logo. Brake hard in a straight line and down to 3rd gear, and then early lift of the brake pedal, let the car coast into the corner, and then early back on the power again, because the banking helps a lot to keep the car stable in the corner to maintain a lot of speed. Now flat out uphill, position the car to the right going into this left hander, flat out again, not lifting. Same as for this right hander, over the curb on the right, still flat out, position the car to the left hand side of the track. The next brake marker will be shortly after the marshal post on the left hand side. Again brake hard in a straight line and go down to 3rd gear before turning in to stabilize the car. Keep slight power input while going through this right hander, then full power input to go wide to this left hand side curb, lifting the accelerator pedal and giving it a slight brake input for rotation, and then back on the power again and upshifting to 4th while going over this curb on the left hand side. Position the car to the right, upshift to 5th, and then the last brake marker is where this bullet sign on the left hand side leaves your screen. Short brake interaction down to 4th gear, let the car coast to the inside curb and then fully back to the power again, making your way to the finish line, hopefully having a goal time and earning those 2 million credits. And for those of you driving in chase cam, let's review the lap once more. Carrying a good amount of speed out of the last corner into your fast lap, position the car to the right hand side of the track, and the first brake marker will be the shadow of the second last black board on the right. Brake hard in a straight line, down to second, cut a lot of the inside curb, slightly over the grass, short power input in second, braking again down to first shortly, up to second again, and very early back to the power. Over to the right hand side of the track, where the two lane markings cross each other is your turn in point, up to 4th over the curb, slight lift of the accelerator pedal, and when you straighten up, hard into the brakes, down to second, go more narrow than I did to the curb, up to 3rd, and then back to the power again for the back straight. Position the car to the left hand side of the track. Your brake marker will be in between where the white area starts and the concrete ends. Brake hard in a straight line again, and once you are in 3rd and the car is stable, turn in, let the car coast in 3rd, and early back to the power in 3rd again. Go over to the right hand side of the track. The next brake marker will be after the beginning of the curb on the right hand side. Short brake interaction down to 3rd, to the inside, back to the power in 3rd, up to 4th, cutting a lot of the curb on the right, an early turn in over this curb on the left to keep your power input stable and not lose any time and speed on this back straight again. Now position the car to the left hand side of the track up to 6th gear, over the top of the hill, and when going downhill your next brake marker will be the very last one of this black commercial boards on the right hand side. Once these leave your screen, go hard into the brakes, down to 3rd, early lifting of the brake pedal, let the car coast into the banking and early back to the power in 3rd. Now for the uphill section, keep it flat out, go over to the right hand side before turning into this left hander, narrow to the curb, and same as for the right hander, again narrow to the curb, keeping it flat out. Then going over to the left hand side of the track, your next brake marker will be the Marshall post on the left. Brake hard in a straight line, going down to 3rd, keeping a bit of power input through this right hander, then full power input to go wide to this left hand curb, then lifting the accelerator pedal, short brake input for rotation, and then back to the power in 3rd. Up to 4th, over to the right hand side of the track, up to 5th, and the black commercial on the left is your brake marker again. Short brake input down to 4th, coasting into the corner and very early back to the power in 4th, upshifting to 5th and making your way to the finish line. Hopefully again getting your goal time and earning 2 million credits in this week's challenge. And that's already it again for this week's lap time challenge on Autodrome Lago Maggiore in Group 4 vehicles. I think this one is a rather easy but very enjoyable one, and I could have pushed some more, but to be honest I have some injury with my shoulder and this one started to hurt a little bit after a few laps. So let me know in the comments how you handled this one, what time you were able to achieve, and as usual, if this guide helped you out, I'd be happy if you leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to not miss future videos. And then I say thank you for watching again, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.